everyone, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a craft room tour for you guys. I hope you're going to really enjoy it. So we moved into this house last year on Halloween. We built this house and it's taken me about a year to get this room ready to share because I just wanted to make sure it was really functional. So it's the week before Halloween, so as I said, it's been about a year, but I'm finally ready to share it, and I hope you guys are really going to enjoy. So right now I'm standing in the family room looking into my craft room, and I'm going to step in and take you on a little tour. Alright, so as you enter the room, on the right hand wall, I have a little card display that I just use to hang cards from friends. And then I have my closet, which I will show you guys in just a sec. Also on the floor, there is my tripod that I use to film. Obviously it doesn't work for situations like this because the camera just fits down inside the hole. And I have a video on that if you're interested on how that was made. So there is a look at my closet. I have to back up pretty far to be able to show you guys the whole thing. I'm going to step a little bit closer and go through all of the stuff with you, but I just wanted you to see an overview to start off. Alright, so on the top shelf there on the far right, I have some of those iris bins, and I use that to just hold different projects. There's a lot of Christmas papers and embellishments and stuff in there that I store like that, and just random projects like that. I actually don't pull them out very often. The Christmas one I obviously pull out every year, but the other ones I need to go through honestly and probably purge some of them, but they just fit nicely in there, so I haven't gotten around to that yet. This tote right here holds all my canvases and kind of like mixed media backings and things like that. I have a tool caddy there that I use, like if I go anywhere, sometimes I'll take that with me, but I don't really do crops or anything like that anymore. I haven't been to one in a while, so that's just stored up there. And then in this tote here I have my packaging supplies, so if I need to mail out packages or if I do a D-stash, that has all my mailing envelopes and stuff. And then I just have some assorted tools and things up there. In the far corner on the floor, I just have my portable easel, and then I have a bin that has all my writing supplies, so extra notebooks and index cards and just any kind of post-it notes, anything to do with writing supplies goes in that bin. And then I have a cork letter C that I still need to hang. I just haven't figured out where that's going to go yet. So this unit here I just got at AC Moore when I used to work there, and on top I have a few storage items. I have this fruit container that's filled with ink pads and some different paints. I have a glass jar there that I had bought at Hobby Lobby on clearance that I had planned to store my distress markers in, but it ended up being a little bit too deep to really get them out comfortably, so I'll probably repurpose that somewhere else in the house, maybe fill it with some pumpkins or seasonal decor and put it on a table or something like that. And then I have this unit here that I made. I have a video on that using some products from the dollar store, and I use that to hold all my sprays and distress glitters and distress crackle paints and glues and all kinds of stuff like that that I don't reach for every day. And then I just have a couple of projects here that I keep on display. So in this cube right here I store all my dies. These are the dies that do not have matching stamp sets. They just go in these binders, and I have them sorted by manufacturer, although I have not labeled them yet. But those are really convenient. They're stored really well in these plastic bins, and then there's all these magnetic sheets in there that you can just stick your dies on, and they pull off really nice and easy. So I find that really convenient for me. So that's how I store those. And then the candy jar down there, I had originally bought to store washi tape, but I ended up using something else, which I'll show you in a minute. So that's just waiting there to find a purpose. In this bin, I have all my extra supplies, so tape runner adhesive, my ATG adhesive, my Tombow Mono multi-glue. Anytime I have just extras of things like that, I just throw them in there so I have them when I need them. And then on this shelf right here, I have some extra easy magnetic storage systems and the easy mount storage systems that I use for my stamps, just in case I grow my collection. I have a few empty ones. So in this bin right here, I have like envelopes and some old card packs and stuff that I bought before I invested in more colored cardstocks and things. When I was first starting out, I used these, but the paper isn't as thick as what I like for a card base, so I just have some extras in there. And I have like these things that are good for protecting your card when you mail one out. If you have embellishments on it, you can cut one of these to size and just tuck it in your envelope with your card. And then in this one here, I have my stamps that are cling mounted. So those are just stored in there. I just pop these open and flip through and take out the stamps that I want when I want to use these. Some of them are labeled and a few of them are not. Just as I grow my collection, I have to keep changing that out. And then in this one, I have my Spectrum Aqua markers and my extra of my Ultimate Pen storage system, which we'll get to in a little bit. Down at the bottom, I just have my Studio Calico embellishments. These are all sorted in these half-pint canning jars that I can just grab when I need them. This one here has a bunch of mixed media supplies that I just toss in there. And then I have some fabrics and felts there in that bin. And then in the corner, I just have my computer bag and my guitar. So that's my closet. So in the corner, I have this little shelf that I got at IKEA. And on that, I display a mixed media project that I did quite a while ago, and one of my favorite cards from my friend Carrie that she sent when we moved in. She colored the house to look like my house. And then I also store my distress stickles and my Nuvo drops and my enamel dots and things like that on either side. And then I also just have this little girl here. Get a little bit closer so you can see her. She is from my favorite store in Germany called Käthe Wohlfahrt, which normally sells mostly Christmas decorations, but which I love and have on my tree every year, but I didn't have anything to keep up year round, so this summer when we were in Germany, I went and bought this little girl holding poppies so that I could display her year round in my craft room, and I thought she looked really cute with my little canvas there. So below the shelf I have my Rascog unit, and I'll go through that with you guys. So the top shelf is my mailing station. It has everything that I need to mail cards. It has my plain envelopes, it has colored envelopes, it has my address label, I have packing tape, I have pens and Sharpies for addressing envelopes, I have washi tape for closing up envelopes, I have some cards that are ready to be mailed, and I have stamps, regular and international. So on the middle shelf, I have my embossing folders, and then I have all my cling stamps that are like larger. A lot of them are background stamps and things like that. And then I have my Copic various ink in the back just because it doesn't fit in my drawers. And then I have a little dish with some embellishments there. And then on the bottom I have a roll of paper towels that I can use for watercoloring. And then in the corner I have a candle that I just purchased at Anthropology last weekend, and I just haven't had a chance to put it out. Next is my desk, and that spans across the whole back wall plus a little bit onto the left side wall, and I'll go through that bit by bit with you. But first I wanted to show you my window displays. So there's a little look at the view outside my window. I have lots of fall colors. It was a little bit prettier last week, but then we got a ton of rain and it knocked a lot of the leaves off the trees. But anyway, it lets in a lot of light and the view is pretty inspiring. So I love sitting here and crafting. And on the window, I have all my succulent and cacti. I have a couple cacti that I just got this weekend that still need to be planted. Like I said, it was raining, so I wasn't able to do that, but I really love these plants, and so I lined my windowsill with them. And then I have a lot of little woodland critter displays and things too. Owl mugs and fox mugs and squirrels and hedgehog planter. That's kind of my favorite, so that's a look at that. Alright, so in the corner of my desk I have this lamp from IKEA. I have one on either side of my desk actually, and I have a daylight bulb in that, and that brings a lot of light if I want to craft in the evenings. I really enjoy those lights. And then in the corner I have a little basket of inks. These are mostly Memento Dewdrop inks, which were the only dye inks that I had until I started getting the Lawn Fawn ink pads, but I still have them there and use them from time to time. And then I have this unit here, and this holds card bases that are already folded. So every time I make a card, I cut down a sheet of cardstock, which provides you with an extra card, and then I just tuck those in here so that I have them for quick cards when I need them. In the middle I have some stamp sets that I just want to use and need to repackage into my storage system. And then behind that I have my Martha Stewart scoreboard, the mini size. I have my roll of foam tape, and then I have my Copic coloring chart. So those always stay right there so I can get them. And then I have a salt cellar there with my Lawn Fawn stamp chamois that I still have to use. I just don't want it to look all dirty, so I haven't used it yet, but I need to start using that. Straight ahead I have my Ultimate Pen storage system, which I love. It keeps all my markers very convenient. I have my Copics stored down in the lower section, and then on top I have my zigs. And the zigs I just store backwards because originally I had put all these little labels on them on the top, but they started popping off. So now I just store them with the backs pointing out because that's where the color is anyway. To the left of my Ultimate Pen storage system I have my little iPhone display, and then I have a couple of May Arts twines in the back. I have my roll of Post-it tape that I use for taping down my dies over my images. And then I keep the extra bits just stuck on top, and I reuse them over and over until they don't stick anymore. I have a little mini mister in the back, and then this little dish holds all my extra images that I've already colored and die cut. So a lot of these are from the Daily Marker 30-Day Coloring Challenge, or else just when I stamp out extra images and color them in case you make a mistake, you know, I always just die cut the extra ones out and throw them in there so I have them if I need to make some quick cards. And then I have this Lazy Susan that I have all my tools inside. Just is very convenient. I'm left-handed, so I keep that to the left of me. And holds all my tools. It also has a couple drawers down here. Some of them have stuff in them, some of them don't because they're pretty narrow. They don't hold a lot of stuff, but it's nice to have them. So to the left of that, I have my new distress sprayer that I haven't used yet. I just set it there for now. And then I have my DK Night speaker system. That's a Bluetooth speaker so I can listen to music when I craft. I have a little plate here that I made at a pottery studio that also does glasswork in Pittsburgh. My my boss and my coworkers and I all went there for a day to just visit, and that's what I made when I was there. And then in this corner I have my distress markers stored in a really cute little mug. And then in this corner I have a clock that doesn't work. It's super cute, but changing the batteries hasn't made it work, so I'm going to have my husband take a look at it. And then I have another mixed media project that I did a while ago, and a wine glass that I painted at work, and then this little bird I brought back with me from Germany a few years ago. And then I just have one of those, I forget what they're called, something willow tree, something angels that someone sent me years ago. I just keep it there. And then this is my ink storage system. So I have all my Lawn Fawn inks, I have all my Memento Luxe inks over here, and then down the center I just keep my black inks and some extra inks. I have a couple Avery L and some Delicata over there as well. And in front of that I just have my little computer desk so that I can upload my photos and videos. And then in this corner I have my little ghetto photo taking station. So it's just a piece of pattern paper and a block of wood, and I have a couple little embellishments there and my extra lamp from IKEA. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys what I store in my Alex drawer units that are holding up my desk. So in this top one I just keep all my acrylic blocks. I keep my most used stamp pad, my Memento. I have baby wipes. I have my various little adhesive tapes and glue dots. And I have my stamp press and my powder tool. And then I have a couple glaze pens that I haven't opened yet that are just there for right now. In this drawer I keep all of my like camera supplies. I have my battery, my camera bag, my cords and things. I have like thumb drives. I have my Memento ink refill, my adhesive tape remover thing. Always gets stuck in there, but that's good for removing extra adhesive on your projects. I have my Tim Holtz tiny attacher refills and a small stapler that just also fits in that container. I have an extra glass protector for my iPhone. Just basic things like that. In this drawer I keep my embellishments, so my sequins, and then any other kind of embellishments, enamel dots, things like that. Little rhinestones. In this tub I just have some snowflakes, and I also keep my P-Touch labeler here, by Brother. I love that labeler. In this drawer I keep my watercolor paper. I have my magnetic sheets that I cut down to store my dies with my stamps, and I have my Avery L stamp storage pockets. And then in this drawer I have my white cardstock, so I have my Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth that I use on the bottom. I have Georgia Pacific that I just use for scrap at the top. And then I also just bought this unit that I'm going to cut down some white papers and label them, so I have those ready to go. I just haven't gotten to do that yet. So in the drawers on the right hand side, in the top I have my paper trimmer. Underneath that I have my Misty. And then I'm also keeping my stuff for Inktober in here right now because it's just convenient, so I can grab it each night and do my little projects. That was the one I did last night. So I also have some pencils and an eraser right there to grab. I also keep my candles in this drawer, and then I just have a little tin with matches inside for the candles. In this drawer I have my watercolors, twinkling H2Os, my seasonal distress markers that didn't fit in the mug, and then I have my craft mat. In this drawer I have all my mini distress inks, I have all my colored pencils, and all my colored pencil supplies like Gamsol, my ink blending tools, my paper stumps. I have some watercolor paper that's already cut down, the Tim Holtz watercolor paper, some painter's tape, and my little water tub for watercoloring. In this drawer I have all my stamp cleaning supplies, I have some extra tape and all my embossing pastes and glitters and things like that. And in the bottom drawer I have all my embossing powders, I have my Versamark ink pad, and my embossing gun. Okay, so now I'm standing in front of my Raskug to be able to show you the full view of the final wall. This is the wall where we came in, and that wall holds an Kallax unit from IKEA, and we'll go through that. I also just wanted to show you guys my card gallery. So when I get a card from a friend that I really, really love, this is where it goes. I display it on my card gallery. So this is just some jute twine strung across this little area, and then I tore some strips of fabric to make it look festive, and then I just hang the cards with clothespins. And that really makes me happy. It's really inspiring to come in and see all these beautiful projects done by so many talented ladies. And then I also have my lamp up there, which is really hard to see on camera. It's hard to get a good picture of, but I'll try. So that's what it looks like all lit up, but my camera has a really hard time focusing on it, but it's just filled with all these crystals that really sparkle and shine, and I just absolutely love it. Since I have all boys, you know, this is the only room in the house where it could really get girly, so I was happy to be able to get that. Alright, so on the top of the unit I have this canvas that I got at Hobby Lobby, and then on the top of the unit I keep my stamp storage, my Cuttlebug, and my lawn trimmings twine. And I'll get a little closer to show you guys that. So the first unit holds all my Lawn Fawn stamps, so you guys can see how much I love my Lawn Fawn. I do have one whole unit devoted to just that. So they're all listed in alphabetical order for everyday stamps here. And then beyond this one starts the holiday stamps. And then in the back I have the half and mini size stamps, also in alphabetical order. And then in the front right here I just put the latest release so that I can be sure to see it and use it before I file it away with the rest of the stamps. Moving to the center I have my Cuttlebug with my extra plates. I have a little mug from Anthropologie that when I die cut my images I throw them in the mug, and then I take the mug over to my desk so I don't drop any and lose them. Then I have a little container that my cousin Ashley brought me that's so pretty. I believe it was from Mexico. And then I have my lawn trimming storage. So this is how I store all my lawn trimmings from Lawn Fawn. This is one of those containers that are meant to hold wine corks. But I just thought this would be a really pretty way to house these. It keeps them all contained. And also it's a colorful accent in my room. So all I did was I just took a pair of scissors and I cut a little slit into one end, and I tuck the end into that so that they don't come unraveled, and then I just toss them in there and I can just sort through and grab whichever one I need anytime I need some. And then this storage unit holds all the rest of my stamp companies. So if I have enough of them, I have them labeled. If I only have a few, they go in the back. There's a miscellaneous assorted section right there. So again, I keep them in alphabetical order. and then the holiday ones go at the back in alphabetical order. So moving down to the first section of this unit, these are how I store all my 6x6 paper pads. So this one here houses every day plus whatever the current holiday is. So you'll find Halloween in here and some fall, and then the rest is just every day, like birthday, baby, whatever. In this one, I have all my Christmas paper pads, and you can see I've been picking up quite a few here for my Christmas card series that's about to start. So I do have a problem with Christmas card paper. I have a problem with any pattern paper, but for whatever reason, Christmas card paper, it's really addictive. But I do make a lot of Christmas cards, so if you check back at the end of the Christmas season, this will be much less, I promise you. And then in this one here, I have my other holidays, so the ones that are not currently in season. So Valentine's, Easter, summer, anything like that goes in this one. And then the last one holds my cardstocks. So they're not really in any kind of order. That's something that I'm still working on arranging, but if I wait to film this video until I have everything perfect, it's just never going to get filmed. So anyway, it's pretty easy to see what the colors are. I don't really have a problem grabbing what I need. So I just have those stored on their sides in these magazine racks. These are like extra large magazine racks. Try to show you back there. They're pretty wide, but I do have some of those job ticket holders that I wanted to organize all these into, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Okay, so in this drawer here, I have some extra easy mount in the corner in case I buy any rubber stamps that need to be mounted on cling foam, and then I just have my extra cards that for whatever reason, they're the ones that I've wanted to hang on to, so I just store those in those CD boxes. In this unit here, I have the two drawers. It holds some woodblock stamps and some rubber stamps that need to be mounted. In this drawer here, I have some cleaning supplies and some baggies and things that I used to store my 6x6 pads once I've started using them. That way all those scraps are contained. In this one I have some little gift wrap supplies, so little boxes and filler and things like that. In this one I have my Copic refills and the few punches that I didn't get rid of. And in this door here, I have my ribbons, which I don't use too much anymore. And there's one final look at my craft room. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But thank you again, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. If you're new to my channel, here's another video you might enjoy. Just click the video clip to go see it, and you can click subscribe for more videos.